section. So now we're at the moderate or balanced investor profile. This one is probably the most clean cut and also the most flexible. So 10% in cash, 10% in real estate, 15% in alternatives. Remember, we visited alternatives in the risk-averse investor profile, so I'll cover some alternative examples for the moderate investor. 25% in bonds or fixed income, as we call it, and 40% in equities, not necessarily income-generating equities. So for this investor, you, again, are okay with taking some risk and you're okay with having some cash, but you're right in the middle. You just like slow and steady as we go. So the reason why this is the most flexible is because in the alternative space, you have things, and again, we can do an alternatives course if we have to, but you have private equity, private investments in some different companies, and you have gold, and you have commodities, and you have currencies. So all these different things in the alternative space are important because as the moderate investor, in order to get slow and steady as we go, you have to have different assets that don't move together, or we call this correlation. You don't want everything to correlate together. So when everything's doing well, everything goes up, and when everything's going down, everything goes down. That's what you do not want. So alternatives add that piece of a question mark as to how it's going to do against equities and how it's going to do against fixed income. It's that asset class that doesn't correlate. So it will hold you up in times of despair, and it will just kind of keep you steady in times of a boom when other things are doing well. The equities piece or the growth piece of this portfolio doesn't necessarily need to be income generating. These are just going to be solid stocks that you believe in. Again, in our equities course, we'll show you how to select those equities. That's a very careful process. So overall in the moderate profile, you're going to be about 60% not in the market and 40% in the market. Your 10% cash piece, again, in this moderate profile, just like the income generation, is going to be for opportunities that come up in your growth piece and your equities piece, and also to hold up the portfolio.